Hey guys, welcome in this new video. So today I want to show you a very quick tip about Maxon noise with Redshift in Houdini. So maybe you already get the Maxon noise moving along your geometry on the final render like these examples, and you don't know how to solve the issue inside Houdini. And you want to get the perfect result as this one, so the noise is moving on the geometry while the geometry is moving on the 3D space. So I want to show you a very quick tip into Houdini to solve this issue. So here into Houdini we have our rocks moving into the 3D space with a transform node here with some keyframe. And you can see I'm working with quite complex geometry, and if I dive into this node, you can see I have something like 300,000 points. This is quite a lot, and if I press space 5 to show you the UV, you can see the UVs is definitely not the best, and the UVs are generated with the node labs auto UVs. So you can see some seams into the rocks. So to avoid that, you might want to use Maxon noise into the material here. So I have a material created here. So here I have a very simple materials, and maybe you want to use the Maxon noise to create some color variation, or maybe you want to create some bump with the Maxon noise or some displacement. So let's start by plugging the Maxon noise into the base color here, and we will assign this material into the geometry. So let's go back into the geometry here, and let's add the material subnode. And here let's assign the material to it. So here I've just created a new camera, and I have assigned the material into my geometry, and maybe you can go into the material here. And you can maybe reduce the size of the noise, so maybe you can put 0.2 for examples. And here maybe you can increase the roughness to something like 0.8. And now we can see the noise is perfectly placed into our geometry, but if you render your scene like this one, you can see you will get some results like these examples. And you will get the noise moving along your geometry if you use it for color, bump or displacement. So you can use here the source into the Maxon noise, so you can change it from object to UVs. So in that case, the noise will be projected as a texture based on your UVs. But as we said before, the UVs is definitely not the best on this geometry. So you can see the UVs. So if you have clean UVs, it's definitely not a problem to use the source as UVs. But in my case, as the UVs is terrible, we can see the result of our noise. So maybe we can see it's definitely not the best UVs. So here I've chosen the UVs into the source, and let's see the result. And now we can see we have some sort of seams visible here, and so on, because the UVs is definitely not the best. So what we need to do to create this perfect noise projected on your geometry with the object source here, and avoid getting those noise sliding on the geometry, you have to go back into the object, into your geometry here. And here you can create a rest positions. So let's add the rest node. So rest node. And here with the rest node, we can see we have the deforming input on the left. So let's plug the transform into the left input. And we have the static reference geometry into the right input. So let's plug the geometry static into the left input, and here we can also add the normals. And now let's plug the rest into the material subnode, and now we can definitely go back into the material here, and into the Maxon noise we can select objects. So now we can go back into the render view. So now we can see we have the noise perfectly project on the geometry like before with the object source here. And now you can render these scenes, and because we have added the rest attribute here into our geometry, by default the Maxon noise will use the rest to project the noise into your geometry. And in that case you can create a very nice color variation or bump or displacement into your geometry, and you can avoid getting this Maxon noise sliding on your geometry. So you can use these tips with the transform node if you have an object moving into the 3D space like this scene, but you can also use the same tips if you have some RBD explosion, for example. So if the rock is moving and then explode, you can use the same tips to create the Maxon noise projection into your geometry. So that's it for this video, guys. So if you learned something, please drop me a like and a comment, and see you in the next one. Bye. That's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and check artivoxar.com to get premium 3D resources. See you in the next one. Bye.